Hey guys, Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you doing? Well, I thought I was pretty much had wrapped up the whole worm discussion. I showed you guys a bunch of different worms you could fish this season, and as I was going through everything, I found another worm that I was like, I got to talk about it. I mean, I know I've kind of touched on it over the years on my channel, but it would be an injustice not to mention a classic bait. And the bait I'm talking about is very simply, and I'm going to pretty much primarily discuss the 4-inch slider, Charlie Brewer's slider worm. This bait, for you guys who know, this bait just catches fish still today in 2025. This is still a fish catcher, and it's still out there. Their website is going strong. They've got lots of different things in there other than the 4-inch worm. But to me, this was always like their bread and butter bait. I can't remember how many fish I caught on this bait over the years. It's just, I mean, it's simple worm fishing, 4-inch finesse worm. There's a few different slider heads I'll show you that you can use, but you know, you could put it on a Ned. You know, if you want to kind of modernize the whole thing with you know, a Ned head or something like that. Really, it's just a jig head worm, which has been around forever. But the 4-inch slider worm is just, it's fantastic. If you're, you know, if you're struggling out there and you're looking for a bite, it's a great option. And I checked. I wanted to make sure that the Brewer site was still going. It is. Everything's on there. It's great. Makes me happy. If that ever went away, I'd be sad, because to me, it's one of those classic things like Man's bait company, you know, not being around anymore. It would be sad if Charlie Brewer's slider fishing wasn't around anymore. But if you guys have never heard of it before, here's like some of the. I have some probably newer packs here that kind of mixed in with some of the older ones. But this is just your typical 4-inch worm. This is just black, which is a great color. And it's just a 4-inch worm. And it doesn't get any easier than that. Now there's some different heads, some slider heads that they make. Any jig head really will do, but I tell you, the slider head is very, it's just fits the worm perfectly. You could Texas rig these. I shouldn't say so much Texas rig. It's really not accurate. Really, what you're doing is just making it weedless. And we used to throw these. I mean, when I really, you know, used to fish with my buddy back in the day, he was throwing this and said, "Oh, you got to try this, Mark." And this little guy here, just on that little slider head, that 3/16 ounce slider head, used to fish the reservoirs in Jersey on these, and you just catch fish all day. You just catch fish all day. As I said, it doesn't get any easier. Doesn't get any easier than that. But I'll show you some of those jig heads at the end. Really, the jig head you want to use if you want to go with the whole, you know, the whole slider system and use their jig heads and hooks. That's a great way to go. But if you have your, you know, your own hooks, they're great too. But black color is awesome. I'll show you some of the different colors I have in the bags here first. And some of these are old. You know, we always used to throw black a lot. Always very productive. I loved the black with the chartreuse tail. Here it is in the 5-inch version. They have a few colors in the 5-inch version. I never really used the 5-inch that much. I did get a couple of them over the years, but to me, the 4-inch was always the best one to go. And the black with the chartreuse tail is just fantastic. That catches fish everywhere. I guess when I bought this pack, it was $3. But even on their website, if you go on there, and I'll put a link to it, I think a 10-pack is $3. So it's pretty economical way to fishing. If you're looking for an economical way to go bass fishing, the slider worm is a good way to go. Let's see. This is a smoke bluegill color. Now, I can't guarantee all these colors I show you are still on there. I didn't actually go through every color to see what they still had, but I would imagine they have most of them. And over the years, I just grabbed colors now and then that I didn't have and wanted to try because I just thought it looked cool. I mean, that's a great looking clear water color. That smoke with blue, that's smoke bluegill. That's an awesome color. That's a new pack, so I must have gotten that one within the last time I probably was on the site. And here's some, like, and some of these are you can tell that's an old pack, because that purple one has really faded. Like when you put it next to other purple ones, it's like, whoa, it sure has faded from being in the sun all these years. It's almost like red now. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a purple one. But as I said, they do fade over the years. So when I'll show you another bag that says purple on it, and we'll see how they compare. But there's another, this one is just called Black Cherry. Definitely looks like a newer bag. So I know a couple of years ago I kind of revisited slider fishing. I was probably talking about it on my channel and said, you know, let me check their website. That Black Cherry is kind of cool. Black on one side, and it's kind of like a brown, like almost a smoke brown on the other side. I don't even know if I've tried that one yet. That is a 18 pack. I think they have 10 packs or 3 something. An 18 pack is 4 something. So you can get an 18 pack for $4. Go out and catch fish anywhere you go. Let's see. This is blue with a white tail. You guys can tell by looking at that one. That's pretty cool. I like when they have the different colored tails. And that blue is always a great color. Like most videos that I do, after I talk about the bait a while, and I'm like, I can't wait to go out and throw this. And I can't wait to go out and throw these again. Let's see, this one is a green pumpkin with a vanilla, like a white tail, but like kind of like they call it vanilla. As I said, I'm not sure if all these colors are still available from Slider. That was something different I tried to get to try. Green pumpkin with a vanilla tail. I think I would always get those 18 packs when I ordered anything new because, you know, for $4, why not? This I must have bought this at the Kittery Trading Post, who knows when, for $3.89 back in the day. That's a June bug with a chartreuse tail. I have that in the box, I'll show it to you. This one is electric blue, a 10 count of electric blue. If I have that, oh, I think I got that in the box too. I'll tell you for sure in a sec. Yep, they definitely look the same. Let me show you what I've got in the, oh, there's a couple more bags here. But like that's purple. And I think that's also purple. So you can see how they have faded. They almost turn red over the years. And this bag is huge, so this is probably like 3 bags together. So that's purple. Unless I just threw red ones in a purple bag, which I don't think. I think they're just faded. But I mean, who knows how long ago I got these? That actually looks like a bigger worm. Wonder what that is. That's bigger, definitely bigger than that one. And that's unless that's a smaller one, which I don't think. But I'm sure they've probably changed a little bit over the years too. Like I said, this says 20 count purple. I think it looks like there's more than 20 in there. Doesn't say the size, so I'm wondering if that's a bigger size. I don't know. Now I'm not sure. I think that's a smaller size, actually, that other one. I don't know. Do they shrink over the years? I don't know. I never heard of that before. I think it might be just a smaller slider worm somehow. But this color grape, like that's a grape one. That was always one of the best colors to throw. Purple and grape. Black with a chartreuse tail, just straight black. Those colors were just, they catch fish everywhere you go. And they're so easy to fish. That's just grape. I think I've got grape in here in the box. I always had a ton of them because we used them so much. That's a purple with a pearl tail. So you can see definitely their purple looks like it might kind of almost become a little reddish over the years. Show it to you quick. Even though this looks like a newer pack, so maybe this hasn't. Yeah. 4-inch slider worm bulk, 18 pack, purple with the pearl tail. So these are definitely the newer packs. I think maybe they made the older worm. Maybe this grape one that's a little. Maybe they're just older. Maybe they just made them a little, not quite as bulky. Because I definitely think. I mean, if that's a 4-inch worm, This one is like 3 7/8. So I don't know. Maybe they're just, it's just a little shorter than usual. I don't know. It's interesting. I never really held them next to each other like that. Not that I care if it's 3 7/8 or 4 inches. They still catch fish. But if you get these new packs, they'll be 4 inches right on the nose. There's that purple with pearl tail, which is cool. This one is just a grape one. This was a 20 pack for $4.29. I wonder where I got a 20 pack from. I don't see Slider advertising a 20 pack on their website. But who knows? Maybe Kittery. Who knows? Over the years, I know whenever I would see slider worms, you know, back in the day, I'd always grab a pack here and there. It's such a great bait. But that's all the packs of the slider worms, the 4-inch size. I'm going to show you. Now this is one I think I only used it when I first got it, just to try it out. And it works, I just haven't kept up throwing it. Now, kind of with Ned rig fishing becoming more of a thing, this is what they call, this is their 3-inch finesse worm. And you can see they're still in the packs. So I haven't really got into using the 3-inch, but they advertise it as a drop shot worm. And that's earthworm color. I know when I got them, I'll probably be able to tell when I get to the pack. That's sour grape. That is smoke glitter. Like, I didn't even know they had a 3-inch version when I got these. It's black with the blue, with the chartreuse tail. But I could have sworn, I'd be surprised if one of these isn't open, because I know I used it, unless, I don't know. Maybe it's another pack I used up. But that's a June bug with a chartreuse tail in the 3-inch version. Green pumpkin. But like, this is their version. That's watermelon seed. Their version of just using a slider worm, a 3-inch version, as a drop shot bait. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Oh, did I tell you the color of that one's just black? That's just black. Let's see, pumpkin with black flake. So lots of cool colors. Yeah, that's a cool one. A Tennessee shad would be a good one. So you can try some of them as a drop shot. Here's the box, my old slider box of worms. And then I've got the old, what did I do with it? Just had it right here. Oh, here it is. This is a box I got a long time ago from Slider, and that's like black, looks like the grape ones, or purple ones, I'm sorry. Looks like black with like a red tail. Some different reds and some different colors there that I've gotten over the years. As I said, I'm sure I have some colors that they probably don't make anymore. But I always like this old school box. It's kind of cool. And let me just show you this quick. Here's the grape one, which I always have a lot of. I mean, at this point, if I mess around with these, I just throw a few bags in the boat. I don't usually throw the whole box in. That's a grape one too. It's in the wrong spot. But there was one that was like a grape. Looks like a grape also. Kind of messed falling. This was a grape, if I remember right, with like a silver flash. They may or may not still have that. Is that electric blue one I showed you? A bunch of those. I'm not sure what this color is. It's like a, I don't want to say it's a pearl, but it's definitely a white underneath belly, and then kind of a smoke with like a black flake on top, like a clear. I don't remember what they called that one. This is like a pumpkin with a chartreuse tail, which I really liked. It's a good one. Black with a blue tail is always productive. I showed you this one, but I'll show you quick again. That June bug with the chartreuse tail is excellent. You guys in Jersey fish Lake Apacon. Try that, see how you do. That was always a really good color there back in the day. Red shad, can't go wrong with that. Good old green pumpkin, good one. This one I don't remember what they called it. It's really cool though. I think maybe it was a motor oil with like an orange tail. I don't really remember, but it's a cool looking color. It's all that gold flake in there. I thought it was like a motor oil with an orange tail. I can't say that I'm 100% right on that though, but looks cool. And then I said there's a couple of the 5-inch versions I have. I only have, it looks like a couple here. The black with the chartreuse tail, whatever this one is. I think it's like a, looks like a, either a watermelon or a green pumpkin with like some gold and some red flake. So that's kind of cool. I never really got into the 5-inch version, so that's probably why they don't have that many colors. The 4 inches really is the popular one. They also have, and I'll just show them to you quick. If you want me to do a deep dive into these and really go through them and show you how I rig them, I can show you. But they make a Craw tube, and I know we talked about Craw tubes a lot. Their version is really cool, and it works well. But I'll just show them to you quick. I'm not going to go through every pack, but I'll show you the basic shape. So you've got your Craw body with your claws, and then your little legs on the side, but then you've also got that tube skirt on the bottom. And you just take your internal, you know, your internal tube hook, and then you've got the hook right here, and then this is. So if you're looking for a more finesse Craw tube, slider one is nice. And they've got some really cool colors. I think I saw some colors on there I might want to try out, but I figured I'd just show them to you quick. I pulled all the stuff off the shelf that was slider stuff, so I had a bunch of them. Some are the colors they still make. Some are like this. I didn't see green pumpkin on there. This is an old pack, as you can tell. 4-inch tube crawfish. These are the newer packs. I believe it's only I'm not even sure how many are in the pack here. Maybe 5, maybe 6. I think it's 6. But like glass minnow color, that's a new one. I think that's sand, I forget. But you can tell these are newer packages, that chartreuse with the flash. Good old bubblegum color. And then there's the old packs that I don't even remember when I got these. Black with red flake. I mean, you can tell how old that is. Who knows where I got that over the years. Yeah. No thanks. Watermelon red flake. Got some of those. And this is an old one they called Natural Blue Glitter. So I just figured I'd show you that. But if you guys want me to really go into that, talk about the tube craw from slider, I will. I kind of wanted to talk about the 4-inch worm today. But if you guys are interested, just let me know. Definitely do a quick video on those, show you how to rig them up and everything. But it's a good one. It's another good craw option. Now, as far as the slider hook, which is kind of famous, popular, whatever you want to call it, they have 2 different types. Let me see here. I'll kind of split them up. Like this is their original head. And these are more of like their weedless versions, like the classic spider head, the original heads. Try and split them up. Yeah, the original flat head type. So like this one here I showed you, if you want to make it a weedless worm, you can. I fished it like that for many, many years. I still do nowadays. They have like a newer version, has a better hook or a stronger hook. Then they have one that has, I don't know if I gotta look and see if I have any of the light wire hook ones. I know I've got more around somewhere, but these are the ones that I found the quickest. Some of these are really ultra finesse, but this one here, I mean, I like the weedless version for like the slider worm. I've never really used this one as much on the slider worm as other baits. Now you can, certainly works well, and it gives it an interesting fall. But I'll show you a way that I use this, and this is more of a. They do have a weedless version. But you just throw it on there with that open hook, and that has a nice glide down. Now, I don't really like this 4-inch worm on this type of a slider head. I prefer, as I showed you before, the weedless one, where I just go through. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. And just cinch it back, and then just you're just throwing that 3/16 ounce. I don't know if that's a 3/16. It feels pretty light. Could be an 1/8 or a quarter. A quarter is the heaviest I go, because this is a very finesse technique. You're not going heavy line, you're not going heavy weights, but that's kind of how I throw the 4-inch worm. Now, just to kind of, I'm going to detour just for a second here. For this slider head, this type of one, with that flat side, that open hook, I really like. I know I've talked about it to you a few times over the years. I like the trick worm, the Zoom trick worm. To me, this head on a trick worm is absolutely killer. Now, you could use any worm you like. I just happen to like the trick worm. But when you put this, when you rig this on the way, and you just go right up the bait, keep it in the middle. I think that's pretty good right there. So it's flat. Your bait is flat on the bottom of that hook. If you take a trick worm, if there's another finesse worm you prefer, that's fine. I think the trick worm is the way to go. The net bait T-Mac is good too. But if you rig this like this, they have an open hook, but the way this glides down, and just with that tail going around, this is absolutely a fantastic way to fish this worm and this jig head. I give it a try. That's all I can say. Give it a try. You'd be surprised. It doesn't get hung up a lot. Now, I guess if you're fishing the most gnarly cover you can find a way to get that hook stuck in a rock. Yeah, sure. But to me, it comes across the cover pretty well. If you get stuck, give it a little pop. And you know, I'm only going up to 8-pound fluoro on this. If you use mono, that's fine. Like, if you want to go real old school, like when I first got these, you can throw some mono on them back in the day. But I'm using 6 to 8 pound fluoro on my spinning. And if you want to try that slider head, I highly recommend you try it with a Zoom trick worm. So they work together perfectly. They work together perfectly, and that's just one of their, you know, their original heads. They come in packs of, I don't know if that's a 10-pack or, I don't know, it seems like there's a lot in there. Doesn't know if it says it on there. I think it says a 20 count, but I'll put links to it on there, the Charlie Brewer website. You can check it out. But the trick worm in that head, killer. Give it a try. Work your offshore humps with it. You're outside of your weed lines. Throw it wherever you throw another worm. Throw it where you throw a Ned. Throw it where you would, you know, throw any type of worm you're casting. It's great with that trick worm. It's an excellent way to get bites. So that, my friends, is Charlie Brewer's slider. That's the 3-inch one. That's the 4-inch one. If you're gonna try one, I would highly recommend the 4-inch. Get some of their heads, try them out. If you have you could throw it on a net head if you want to. But it really, that 4-inch worm and that slider head, they just, like, this is the spider classic head. And this is the, I think there's like a pro head, but it has like more of a higher wire hook. But try either one. Take it to your pond or your lake or your river. If you're fishing from the shore, if you're fishing from a boat, if you're fishing from a canoe or a kayak, it doesn't matter. It's a great way to catch fish. It's easy. You can throw a few packs of these in your bag. It's not going to weigh you down. You don't need a ton of jig heads. I really like the 3/16 ounce size. This is, where does it say it on there? I don't even remember. I don't know if it does say it on there. I want to, excuse me, I need a drink. I want to say it's 3/16 or quarter, because that's usually what I throw, one or the other. Most of the time it's 3/16 when I'm throwing these heads. But that's what, you just rig it up, make it weedless, and, you know, keep it straight on there. It's a little crooked. You see that tip of that hook just coming through, just leave it just buried. And they get it, just pull back nice and light. It's a fish catcher. It's simple, it's easy, it's inexpensive. Get yourself a couple spinning setups, a couple jig heads. You know, The baits itself, if you got a couple packs of the jig heads and a couple packs of the slider worms, what you're gonna spend $20 maybe. Set it up on your gear light line, and you'll catch some fish. You'll definitely catch some fish. So for you guys in the know who've used the slider worm, you know how effective it can still be. In 2025, it still catches fish. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I don't guarantee a lot of things in fishing, but I will guarantee you will catch some bass on a slider worm if you go out fishing and throw it. It's just it catches fish. As far as colors go, that black with a chartreuse tail is a winner everywhere I've ever been. The grape, the purple, really those three are the ones I throw the most. I do like some of these new colors that I've gotten, you know, I think are pretty cool. I don't think there's a bad color. If you love green pumpkin, throw green pumpkin. But, you know, straight black, those are the colors that I've always, you know, relied on over the years throwing this, you know, black with a chartreuse tail, grape, purple, especially the grape. They work great. But give it a try. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend you give it a shot. It's a great way to get bit. Very finessey, but you know, when people are struggling, you'll catch fish on this. You'll catch fish on this. But it's a great all year round bait. I don't throw it necessarily when on ice out, because I don't really throw a lot of soft plastics on ice out, other than really Neds. But that's a small 3-inch bait too, 2.75-inch bait or smaller too. But you know, I kind of wait till the fish are just starting to wake up a little bit. Once they're starting to move shallow, this kills them. It's a killer bait. And you can even throw it deeper. You got throw it on humps, outside of weed lines. It's a great bait. So Charlie Brewer's Slider Company, check it out. I'll put a link to their website. They have a lot of other baits on there. I primarily throw their 4-inch worm. I do like the tube. That Craw tube is a nice bait. Caught some fish on that over the years. I'm going to throw it more this year. I have not really gotten into their 3-inch drop shot bait yet, but I'm sure it'll work. And then they've got their own, you know, slider slider heads. The flat style one, which you know I love on that Zoom trick worm, and then the spider style for throwing them weedless. Either one is good. I prefer this one though for the worm. That's it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. So Charlie Brewer's Slider. There's the old logo there, still going strong. I'll put a link to the website. You can check it out. Highly recommend it. Lots of cool stuff on there. Their grubs are really cool. They got some swim baits on there. I have to look at it because I haven't looked at the website in a while and see if there's anything new on there. Maybe there might be some new 4-inch worm colors I could check out for this season. But guys, if you haven't tried it, give it a try. Give it a try. Easy way to fish. Easy way to get bites. When everybody on the lake is throwing a drop shot or a Ned and you throw this, it'll give you a good shot to get some bites. Definitely give you a good shot to get some bites. All right. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll look back at an old classic bait that's still around. I love talking about classic baits that are great, that have been around for a long time, and you can still get them. They're not discontinued and the website's down, because when I saw that the man's website was closed, it was very, very depressing. If I saw this website was closed, I'd be depressed too. But you know, check them out. I think there's even a Charlie Brewer's section like on Land Big Fish and Tackle Warehouse. They're not going to have the same amount of stuff. They probably have the 4-inch worm and probably some of the jig heads. But if you want to really take a deep dive into all the cool baits they have, definitely go check out their website that I put a link to in the description. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. We're almost to 3,000 subscribers. It's awesome. We're getting there. So if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please do. Please share it. Please like it. Let your friends know so you can hit that 3,000 mark here soon. And that's really awesome. That would really be a great milestone. I'd really be proud of that. And I can't do it without you guys. And I'd appreciate the help. So I will see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.